Hey Internet, this is Chris McKee with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. Today we want to do a comparison for you of a brand new guitar to hit the market. That is this Fender American Acoustasonic Telecaster, which basically handles acoustic and electric guitar sounds with aplomb, giving you versatility, all sorts of options to be your one guitar to do a lot of things, right? Does that sound like something else that's on the market? Kind of, okay? And that's not necessarily by accident, but these guitars are a little bit different. And so we want to talk to you a bit about what sets apart a Taylor T5, or in this case T5z, from the Fender Acoustasonic Telecaster. First of all, there's a lot of similarities between these, and if we take a look at them, this one is a hollowed out sapele body with a top, in this case of mahogany, and you can get it with spruce or maple or koa. And the T5 has actually been in production for about 15 years now. The smaller T5z for less time. I think it's been about 4 or 5 years still. And the recipe really hasn't changed because it's worked really well for all of that period of time. It's a fully hollow body with an acoustic bridge that gives you acoustic and electric sounds through a 5-way switch and smartly placed pickups. There is no modeling on this guitar whatsoever, but it does have an active preamp on it. That allows you to have active volume and then tone controls with the treble and the bass here. The 5-way switch on the side allows you to sweep through the different sounds, and we'll go through those more in depth. But we've done reviews of the T5 before. We've carried it for many years, and we think it's a fantastic guitar. The Acoustasonic is actually a new product from Fender, and it was designed by an individual that was involved with the design of the T5 at Taylor. And so there's a reason that there's some similarities as to what's going on with these guitars, but the Acoustasonic Telecaster is different. If I was to sum it up for you, I think, and it's kind of funny coming from these two companies. So Taylor, an acoustic guitar company, has made a hybrid guitar that is more electric oriented. Follow me. Fender, an electric guitar company, primarily, right, has made an acoustic guitar, electric hybrid guitar that is more acoustic oriented. So between the two guitars, the big difference for me is that this has more acoustic sounds, offerings, versatility acoustically than this one does. This one has more electric sounds than this one does. But in neither case is it kind of a one or the other. They're different guitars and they have different strengths. They do different things. This one is active preamps, smartly placed pickups, wood and steel. This one is basically a bunch of modeling and cool stuff going on between Fender and Fishman, giving you sounds of guitars that are kind of legendary in what we think of like Brazilian rosewood and things like that. So that's really the key difference between these. I'm going to go through the T5 first, then we'll talk about the specs on the Acoustasonic, and then we'll put it through its paces so you can hear for yourself. So as I was saying, the T5 is a sapele body. It's fully hollow. It's got a top that's either mahogany, spruce, maple, or koa. In this case, it is mahogany, satin finished. It comes with a gig bag, and it goes for about $18.99. You have a 5-way switch that gives you a combination of pickups, and there's 3 on here, even though you only see 1. There's a neck pickup under the fingerboard, this bridge pickup, which is a stacked humbucker, and then down here is a body sensor that picks up the vibration of the top, a lot like the diaphragm on a microphone does. Position 1 is your acoustic setting. It gives you the body sensor and the neck pickup for a nice warm acoustic sound, and it goes through an active preamp where you can shape it through the treble and the bass with an already set mid-range. So you turn both up, you have a scooped mid-range, you turn both down, you have a pronounced mid-range, and you can kind of shape it that way. Position 2 is the neck pickup on its own. Position 3 is the bridge pickup on its own. Position 4 gives you both in parallel, which is kind of a 50s hollow body sound, and position 5 gives you both in series, which is a hotter gain staged sound, one gain staging through the next, and it's a fantastic lead tone. Both 3 and 5 are really great kind of lead or kind of girthy electric guitar sounds. Like I said, it is fully hollow. You've got a 9-volt battery on the back. It is short scale, 24 and 24.75 inches, 1/11/16 nut, ebony bridge, ebony fingerboard, and kind of a classic Taylor shape, shrunken down. This is the T5z that has a rounder radius, a rounder radius compared to the T5. So this is a little bit more electric oriented in feel than the T5 is, but the electronics on both basically function the same way. So here is, again, the American Acoustasonic Telecaster. It features a mahogany body that's been hollowed out, a mahogany neck, ebony bridge, and fingerboard. Very similar so far. It has a set-in top of Lutz spruce. So we're starting to get some ergonomic differences between the two here, where you have this nice, comfortable shelf, and the top is set in flush with it. Instead of the F-holes, it has a center, deep bound sound hole. And then the electronics are different. There's still 3 pickups, but there's, again, an orientation toward acoustic guitar. So you have this single coil pickup, and then you have an undersaddle pickup, and then you have a body sensor. Those pickups go through an active preamp that has modeling in it that is designed with Fender and Fishman into a ebony knobbed volume control, and then a mode knob along with this 5-way switch. Now, there is no battery compartment, as you can see here. Instead, and we'll show you a close-up of this, in the input jack next to it, there is a micro USB or mini USB connection. And if I recall the specs correctly, the lithium-ion battery gives you about 20 hours of playing time. There's a battery that blinks well ahead of time to let you know if you need to charge it, and it has fast charge technology to give you, all of that juice. I think full charge in about 2 hours or something like that. This technology has been used by Fishman in their Fluence pickups, and it's pretty cool. It is ebony bridge, ebony fingerboard, 25.5-inch scale, 1 11/16 net. It is graphite net, graphite saddle. Very cool overall looking guitar. It's very comfortable, and it's a little bit more balanced to the body. On the T5, that's a little bit more balanced to the neck between them. And like I said, the sounds on this are more toward acoustic than electric. So let me run through them real quick for you. So starting in position 5, you have 2 sounds and then kind of everything between those 2 sounds because it's a knob rather than a switch. So whereas the T5 has kind of active EQ, this has modeling that you can roll between. So with it turned all the way, kind of like a tone knob into the off position or 0, what have you. Position 5, mode A, you have an acoustic sound that is like a spruce and rosewood dreadnought. Big, rich, deep bass, nice for strumming, okay? If you roll it the other way, you have a spruce and rosewood Grand Auditorium guitar. So a little bit more bell-like chime from a tighter waist, a little bit more responsive to a light touch, not as much volume is what you'd get out of that style of guitar. And that's what's modeled here, so it responds the same way. Moving to position 4, again, mode A with the knob rolled, you get a spruce and maple parlor size guitar. So very dry, quick response, very even response with a nice treble snap to it. And then on the other end of that, you get a spruce and mahogany dreadnought. Very warm mid-range, some strong bass from that body cavity, and great for flat picking, bluesy type stuff. But of course, you can roll between those. So you can have that parlor size sound and then roll just a little bit of that dreadnought tone in to thicken it up a bit. Middle position, you have in mode A, a spruce and Brazilian rosewood dreadnought. So that's going to give you a lot of rich bass, a nice chime on the treble side, and complexity from those chords, which is what we tend to think of when we think of Brazilian rosewood, like an old pre-war D45, something like that. When you roll it to mode B, what you're actually rolling in is not a different model, not a different sound, but it's rolling in the body sensor on the guitar, which is very, very sensitive. So if you're a percussive player, you'll like that because it'll pick up any tapping that you do on the body from that body sensor. It's almost like a microphone. You can sing into the sound hole. It's going to pick all of that up and just give you some liveliness, but you can blend in to that initial signal as much of that as you want. You think of it as blending in into a dry signal, some saturated, affected tone almost. Position 2, going down toward the bridge, right? Position 2 is going to give you your first blended sound. So in mode A, you have the acoustic tone, and again, I believe it's a mahogany dreadnought, or rosewood dreadnought actually. And then as you turn the knob toward mode B, it's going to blend in the electric pickup. Now, the electric pickup is blending in mode B, which is kind of a fatter, richer, more modern single coil sound. Okay, so a little bit more girth that matches that chimey acoustic sound that you're getting anyway. And you can, it's a knob, right? That's the beauty here. I have to emphasize that you can blend in as much of that as you want to your signal. And then finally, you have position 1. Position 1 is your electric sound. Mode A is basically a less gain, very clean Fender single coil sound. And then as you roll that to B, it fattens up, thickens up, and gives you more gain, which will really push the amp a lot more. So 5 switches, 10 sounds. The T5 is designed, of course, to give you 5 sounds, but you have an active preamp where you can shape any of those sounds as well. So as I said at the onset, this is more acoustic oriented. Okay, you have 8 acoustic sounds roughly and 2 electric sounds on that, whereas you have 1 acoustic sound on there that's EQable with another 4 electric sounds which are EQable. So kind of coming at this hybrid guitar from different sides, and since one's an acoustic company primarily, one's an electric company primarily, it's kind of funny the way they're attacking this, and makes a lot of sense. But you know, T5's been out for a while. This is the most modern take on this idea. We're going to run it through its paces so that you can hear the sounds for yourself. Check it out. So there you have it. That's our comparison between the Taylor T5z and the new Fender American Acoustasonic Telecaster. These two models, well, this model of the T5z and this guitar, are very similarly priced. The T5z is $18.99 and the Acoustasonic Telecaster is $19.99. They're basically right at $2,000 a piece. Both of these come with a really nice gig bag. Both of them are satin finished, and both of them are meant to fill that void of having a hybrid guitar that does a lot of different things with versatility to match your creativity. But they're doing it very differently, and so it really comes down to the individual as to which one you would prefer between these. If you've played the T5z and maybe it just wasn't for you, or you wanted more acoustic sounds, you should definitely check out the Acoustasonic Telecaster. If you've been looking at either one, well, this one just came out, but if you've been looking at a T5z, you should definitely walk in and put them through their paces and compare them for yourself and see, with your own ears, which one will suit your needs best. If you'd like information on either of these guitars, go to our website, alamomusic.com, where you can see all of the specs and the current pricing, which is subject to change. And we'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. Make sure that you subscribe to our videos and ring that bell to turn on notifications so that you know as soon as we put one out. I want to thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Hey, thanks so much for watching our videos. If you enjoy what we're putting out, help support this channel by going down below and purchasing one of the t-shirts we've made for you. Rock your support for one of the oldest music stores in Texas and the country, and your love of guitar. Just purchase below, help support our videos, and go to our website, alamomusic.com, for more goodies that you can get. Thanks.